Good Monday morning, everyone. For teleSUR, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin with news out of Colombia that President Juan Manuel Santos will for now delay peace talks with the country's FARC guerrillas. The president decided to suspend the negotiations after Army General Ruben Dario Alzate went missing Sunday in the area of Choco. Government officials now accuse the FARC of detaining him. The rebel group has not yet claimed responsibility for the disappearance. Negotiators were scheduled to travel to Cuba today, where the peace talks are being held. Manuel Santos canceled that trip. The two sides have been in peace negotiations since November 2012 in an attempt to end 50 years of civil war in the country.
Tomorrow, the peace talk officials were to travel to Havana to begin a new round of negotiations. I would tell them not to travel and that the peace talks are suspended until this situation is cleared and the three persons are freed.
And we stay in Colombia and taking a look exactly who is Ruben Dario Alzate Mora, believed to be in custody of the FARC. Alzate Mora was born in Palmara, Valle del Cauca. He graduated in 1983 from the General Jose Maria Cordova Military School and has been in the forefront of several strategic companies. He was director of the National Military Galas, a group aimed at fighting kidnapping and extortion in remote rural areas. He was the operations officer at the 5th Mobile Brigade number. He also served as a brigade commander at General Rincon Quiñones Cavalry and was the director of the school and the 17th Cavalry Brigade commander. He graduated with a degree of military science, taking courses in general military and international police studies. He has earned 7 awards and 3 medals. Those include the Order of Military Merit Antonio Nariño and a medal for the Multinational Peace Watch. He reached the level of brigade general in 2011. And now we go to Mexico, where President Enrique Peña Nieto condemns the violent acts over the past weeks in reaction to the case of 43 missing students. He warns that the government may be pushed to crack down on protest. Demonstrations have broken out all over Mexico after the disappearance of 43 students from Guerrero State. Demonstrators demand justice for the students and condemn the government for corruption. Peña Nieto's comments come after enraged protesters set fire to government buildings and ruling party offices in various parts of Mexico. Tensions and anger continue to mount as authorities fail to locate the missing students. And now to Brazil, where President Dilma Rousseff has proclaimed that the ongoing arrests and corruption investigation into the state-owned oil company Petrobras will forever change the country. Rousseff says the case will, quote, end impunity in the country and will forever change the links between society, government, and private entities. Now, on Friday, 27 businessmen and top executives were arrested over their connection with the multi-billion-dollar Petrobras scandal. They are accused of siphoning money from the national oil company. The case marks the first corruption scandal in Brazil to be investigated and tried. To the G20 summit in Australia now, where the meeting mainly focused on international trade, climate change, and on the Ukraine crisis. The U.S. and its allies all condemned Russian President Vladimir Putin for his alleged intervention plans in eastern Ukraine. Putin denied that Russia is interested in disrupting the fragile ceasefire in eastern Ukraine. He added that he believes the crisis in Ukraine can be resolved, but also expressed concerns over the threat of ethnic cleansing as part of Kiev using radical nationalist groups as armed battalions. Various U.S. allies warned Putin of further sanctions and of isolating Russia. Moving on and continuing with the Ukraine crisis, fresh clashes have broken out in the country's eastern region of Donetsk and Lugansk. It comes as President Petro Poroshenko declares that Kiev is ready for war with Russia. Poroshenko told a German newspaper that he is not afraid of a war with Russia. Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk announced plans of a military buildup in the eastern region large enough to stop Russian aggression. The government has suspended the protection of human rights and ordered the withdrawal of its institution from areas controlled by rebels in the nation's east. Rebels have branded the decree a, quote, act of genocide. To the Middle East now. Islamic State militants have beheaded yet another American hostage, this time Peter Kassig from Indiana. The extremists fighting for control in Iraq and Syria issued a video claiming the killing on Sunday and warned of similar actions in the streets of the United States. President Obama confirmed the death of the aid worker. Obama described the act as pure evil by a terrorist group that the world rightly associates with inhumanity. Kassig is the fifth Western captive to be beheaded by ISIS. The group has executed at least 14 other men it says were officers loyal to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. We have plenty more on those stories and plenty others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For teleSUR English, I'm Cody Widow. Have a great day. We'll see you right back here in just a few hours.